Hi, I'm Mishka and we are back in the Be Well kitchen. Today we are making Spekboom and cacao brownies with Baobab ice cream. First thing, get your oven ready, get it preheated. We're going to put it on 200 degrees Celsius. The pan that I like to use is about a 20 by 20 and I love using glass because then I get to use our Be Well baking spray. So I'm going to prep my pan now so this can just be ready for me as soon as my batter is done. Because I want to make this a vegan brownie, I'm going to be replacing the egg. I'm going to be making a flax egg just to show you how we do it. So I'm going to take 3 tablespoons of our ground flaxseed powder. I'm going to add that to a bowl. And I'm going to choose to use the coconut cream for my plant milk, but you can use any kind of milk. And I'm just going to add that in. Okay, cool. So just make sure you mix it nicely. So I'm just going to let that sit. Okay, cool. Moving on to our dry ingredients. So because it's still Cancer Awareness Month, right, I am going to still be using ingredients that are still cancer preventing or at least cancer fighting. So I've opted to keep this gluten-free as well. So we're not adding any inflammation to the body. We're really helping the body and assisting the body with good nutrients. So I'm using a mixture blended gluten-free flours, and these are a bunch of ground up whole foods. So you'll see like it's tapioca flour, there's potato starch in here, and it's using like just plant-based materials, and this is really way better in the prevention of cancer. Okay, so I want to keep my brownies really fluffy, so I am going to whisk it in. And I'm putting 1 cup of this flour in, and in that same breath I'm going to add in my cacao. So cacao, not cocoa. Cacao isn't local, but you can find it at your health stores, and it's excellent stimulant, very natural stimulant. It has all these amazing health properties as well. Of course I'm going to opt for the better one, so I'm adding this. It's 2/3 cup of your cacao. So I really love making these brownies for the week and just kind of keeping them in the freezer or in the fridge and just kind of popping one in your bag. And instead of having a coffee on the go, you can have a bite of these on the go. Okay, last I'm going to add in some bicarb. If you are not opting for gluten-free, you can just do your normal baking soda. And last, a pinch of salt. Awesome. So I'll give this a quick mix. So it looks like my flour and my cacao dry ingredients are all blended. It's the perfect time for me to add in my coconut nectar. So this is the sugar I have chosen to use. Instead of using the normal processed sugars, I like using this one, especially because again we're going for cancer preventative foods, right? Cancer fighting foods. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of this and just loosen these up. So 1 cup of coconut nectar. So I'm going to create a wall so that it's ready for me when I'm adding in my wet ingredients. Okay, so I'm starting off with our Be Well canola oil. As you can see, it is packed with omega-3 and a really good balance of omega-3 to omega-6. Powerful product to use, especially if you are wanting to go cancer preventative and cancer fighting. That omega-3 is excellent, especially because it's essential fatty acid for the body. I'm going to be adding 1/2 cup of this to my smaller bowl. And you'll start seeing, wow, this is actually a really easy brownie recipe. And then I'm going to be adding in my flax egg. Maybe use a blender instead. Okay, so I'm still mixing, and I'm going to add in just 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. I'm going to add this now to my mixture, and when we mix everything together, you'll see it does really blend in well. So before I get everything blended, I'm going to have to add in our main ingredient. I'm just going to be using about 4 to 6 little leaves, and I'm just going to ground it up. But if you do want to just stick it in a blender, you can also do that. inside and we add the essence of the spekboom. I love to add in lots of nuts. I'm going to do that. I'm adding in walnuts. It's again just an extra omega-3 boost. And now to just blend in the love. Okay, so you can see it is quite a thick mixture, but this is completely blended and it looks gorgeous. Okay, let's carry on. So we have our 20 by 20 tray. It's already coated nicely with our B-Well canola baking spray. And then next we're just gonna add in this beautiful mixture. Wow. I'm not gonna press down too much. And that is ready to go in the oven. Okay, so I've put my brownies in the oven. They're going to be there for about 20 to 25 minutes or until they are brown and those edges start coming off on the sides. In the meantime, I'm moving on to my nice cream. Okay, so nice cream is ice cream, just a vegan version, dairy-free. So to start off, and a good way to start off is with frozen bananas. I'm just going to add 3, but you can go 3 to 5. And the best bananas to choose, especially because we want to keep it cancer fighting, is really to opt for those bananas that you're not really going to want to eat. It's the ones that have blackened on the outside, but on the inside it's still perfectly okay to eat, still white on the inside. So what am I going to add to it? I'm adding in 1 teaspoon of our vanilla extract to the frozen bananas. And here is our next magical African ingredient. So this is 2 tablespoons of the Baobab powder. It comes from the Baobab fruit from the great Baobab tree, and this, like our spepwormy, happens to be also one of the elephants and the rhino's favorite little desert treats. So this adds quite a nice berry flavor to whatever you add. You can add it to your smoothies. It's also packed full of vitamin C and a lot of different vitamins and minerals. So it's a good one to add, especially to our ice cream and to our banana. Add that to my blender. I'm spicing this really nicely just to play around, especially with the cacao from our brownies and the plantiness that comes through. We want to kind of blend it in. So I'm adding in a teaspoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of cardamom. Okay, then all I'll need just to loosen it up a bit, you can do something different. I'm just going to add maybe like a tablespoon of coconut cream just to loosen the blades. And then what I've done for the rest of my plant milk, I've actually created ice cubes. And this means that it is more of a stiff ice cream and it kind of makes it a lot smoother when you do the blending. So I'm just going to add 3. Pop. Okay, it is all blended up. It is a little bit loose, but that's okay. I'm going to pop it back into the freezer. And you know what? I may just do a sneaky little taste. Oh. Wow, it tastes like I've put berries or something in, but it's actually the baobab. The flavor is amazing. So it looks like I have still a little bit of time on my brownies. It's going to be perfect to get this set. I'm going to pop this back in the freezer. The brownies are done. They are ready to come out of the oven. Okay, I love adding berries and cherries and all of those kind of things, especially on top of my desserts, especially on this one because they also have immense cancer-fighting properties and they're so delicious and they just add this beautiful touch. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Let's see what I've created. Oh, you can see it is moist on the inside and really crispy on the outside. Wow. The baobab ice cream is so tangy and really cuts through this really rich chocolate brownie. Oh goodness. And it's really crazy because usually with gluten-free brownies you don't get that proper texture, but this one I think mixed with the flaxseed, it's crunchy on the top, mushy on the inside. Yum.